What day is today? Happy Wednesday. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I think I'm good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh gosh, we're live streaming too. Look at that. This is technology way over my little head. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'll give them another minute. Ah, First Wednesday of August. Are we all ready for school to go back? That's what I hear. My wife's a teacher, so she's already back. Kids go back next week. Oh, they're already back in Memphis. Gosh, they start early. Start early, early. All right. So fake it till you make it. So for those of you who hopefully we will, yes, going back on the 12th. Yes, I believe you. Yes, on the 12th. That's when the kids go back here too. I'm in Orlando. You guys should receive, I'm pretty sure you get all of the things, a recording and all the good things of this, because I know we are recording. So yes, you will get that. And then I encourage you to interact like you always do. Raise your hand. Feel free to pop into the chat. We started, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We started this last month. See, share. And we had my big mug on there, 10 steps to building unshakable confidence in business. And you guys were amazing in your interaction. So thank you for that. This market is crazy right now. I don't know if you all are feeling it, but absolutely. I'm talking to realtors all the time. Their listings aren't moving. As a lender, our rates keep creeping up. We're at the highest rate we've been in I believe in 12 months, or it's pretty darn close, except for a little bump we had. But and all sorts of news, right? All the news is the feds are. If you listen to mine and Walt's videos each week, the one yesterday we talked about how the feds are expected to possibly raise the rates when they meet on September 16th. So, or raise that rate. So, how that impacts the mortgage rates, we're not sure. But anyway, all that set aside, you still want to have the confidence to work in this market. It's not for the weak of heart or spirit. And so we started off, we got through the first 5 steps of the 10 last month. And so I want to just bump in. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Ted Bogert. I coach, I'm the Senior Business Development Manager for New American Funding. I'm a licensed LO, although I have a team that really does the nitty-gritty work, and I get to do all the fun stuff like this and host events and shoot videos and have meetings with my wonderful realtor friends. And so I also have a podcast called The TED Show, which Walt and I do about once a week. We've got a series on there. And then I also have a charitable community called the T8020 community, and that's sort of about me. At the end of this, I'll give a slide that has my LinkedIn, I'm sorry, my link tree. You guys can follow me there, find out everything you could possibly want to know about me. All of my adult children wonder why anybody would want to learn that much about me, but it's all there. All right. So we had gotten to step 5. I think we had just finished step 5. So I'm just going to piggyback off that. I'm sorry, we just started step 4. So we've got 6 steps to go through. I promise I will be cognizant of your time and still leave time for questions. So don't forget, dress like you. We had a big discussion about this. You've got to dress how you feel good. You want to go into it. The whole thing was about dressing, and the dressing is all about not just being impressive, but dressing in a way that you feel comfortable with yourself. Remember, confidence is all about being comfortable in your own skin. If I'm confident about how I look, it's going to come across that way to people. So in this market, when we're meeting with people, you're going on listing appointments or meeting with potential buyers, you want to dress the part that you're comfortable with. If you are a jeans and tennis shoes person, and you that is your comfort zone, then that's what you should do. But if you like a ton of color like me, I'm probably not going to be comfortable in that. That doesn't mean that the presentations won't go well, regardless of who's on the other side of them. But the person who is on the other side of them will absolutely feel it if you aren't feeling confident. If you go out of the house, my wife says, I don't want to go out of the house without something. I forget her hair done or maybe some sort of lipstick. That's what she says. So for her, it just equates to that. So just you want to be comfortable in your own skin, whatever it is. And then the question that we had talked about, do you dress differently depending on the client? Um, I personally don't, but a lot of people do. A lot of people I know in town that work in the luxury world, they dress like the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world. It's very down and they have a very typical kind of outfit they wear. But that's because they're comfortable in it and they don't want to be in an outfit that doesn't speak to who they are. All right, so that was number four. And I see there's chat going. Let me see how I can keep that up. Sorry, guys. I like to check it in between. Yours is accessories, glasses. Um, Shavandra, that's great. Yeah, I like accessories. Like I have a watch on today. I'm known for my watches. They don't really tell time, but I like how they look. So accessories are a big deal. You dress up for all initial meetings, Felicia. Yeah, I think a lot of people do that same thing. Um, because you just don't know who you're meeting. You're not quite sure what they're going to look like. I skipped number five, and I don't know why. Well, maybe I didn't. Maybe I just misnumbered them there. Okay, use positive self-talk. You'll be the Mark Zuckerberg of the realtor world. You go. Yeah, you go, Angela. Positive self-talk about this. You've had a few, is it K Marie? You're in Florida, you've had a few negative comments because you wear professional style capris or open toe sandals. That's interesting because in Florida, I mean, I go to meetings where the guys are always in flip-flops. Honestly, it's not my thing, but guys like think flip-flops go with anything, and I'm generalizing, but yeah, in Florida, open-toed, yeah, it's interesting. I didn't realize that that was a differential between the north and here, but I guess I can understand it. Up there, they're not really into the flip-floppy sandal looking shoes. Thanks for sharing that. All right, use this positive self-talk. This is so important. You can choose two things in the morning. If you wake up in the morning, you can either talk about how you're going to fail, how the day is going to be a challenge, how the day is going to be unsurmountable, how you're not going to get the things done, or you can replace that with what if I crush it? What if everything goes well? I know everything's going to go well. This positive self-talk is absolutely critical in your daily discussion with yourself, which we all have. All of us talk to ourselves in the morning and throughout the day. You may not be cognizant of it, but you do talk to yourself. So when that negative thought comes in, people can feel it. I have people that I've coached where the first time I meet them, their head is down. They don't make any eye contact. I can tell they're having a bad day, maybe a bad life. I don't know what's going on, but immediately without them even saying anything, pedicure toes, without them even saying anything, I know that they're coming into that meeting not feeling confident. If I can sense that on a coaching meeting or any kind of introduction that I'm made, if somebody looks down when they talk to me, if they don't make eye contact, if I can tell that they're disconnected, there's no smile, there's no engagement, that all comes from us telling ourselves all the negative that can happen, all the negative that's going on, and people can see it. Your brain listens to every single thing you tell it. So if you wake up in the morning and the first thing that you do is tell it, I don't know how I'm going to make it through the day. I don't know. I don't think this listening appointment is going to go well. I'm not prepared. All of the I'm nots or I can't, then that is exactly what your brain is going to feel all day. I encourage you to think in the morning. Morning for me is such a precious time. I spend the first few minutes of my morning, as hard as it is for me, because I would love to just pick up the phone and get right on socials and check my text messages and all of that. I do the self-talk. I pray, I meditate, and I really talk about how great my day is going to be. It sounds corny, it sounds cliche, but I promise you, if you make it a habit in the morning, it really sets the tone for how your morning is going to be. Remember, if you just replace what if I fail with what if I crush it on everything that pops into that brain that's negative, you will begin to see the change in how things are in your world and how you approach it. I'm not saying that every positive thinking is so important, Felicia. I'm not saying immediately if tomorrow morning if you do it and your day goes terrible after you do it that that's the end. I don't want you to give up. It takes time. If you build a habit of it, you begin to convince your brain that you're not a failure. You're not the worst real estate agent in town. You're not comparing yourself to other people. Your numbers aren't where they're at. Focus on the positive things and talk that to yourself. Other people can feel it. When you're feeling positive about yourself, then the confidence comes through when you're working with other people and when you're trying to get other people's business. All right. I keep skipping number 6. I don't know why. Get in the room. Who here goes to industry events? Give me some hands. Everybody go to industry events. Do you go to other masterminds? Do you go to real estate events? Do you go to chamber events? If you can just throw some things in the chat 'cause I'm paying attention to it. What is your favorite thing to go to that's outside of the like what you do extracurricular, whether it's related to your business or not? Anybody got go to women's council, cycling, Corey, cycling, perfect. Charity events, women empowerment. So when you're out at these things, you're you're getting in a room. And so I had a big marketing meeting with a team last week, and we talked about all of the ways that they can make connections in the natural things that they do during the day. And one of them said, well, and she didn't do cycling, she did yoga, Corey. So she said, well, I'm at yoga all the time, but I'm not confident enough, these are her words, to tell my yoga people what I do. And I said, why? You're licensed. First of all, you are a professional. You may not know everything, but you don't have to know everything to be a professional. You worked at that license, you're learning, you're continuing to grow in your business. So as you're making connections, I want you to feel confident when you're talking to your cycle group, when you are at a women's empowerment workshop or webinar or organization. I want you to feel good about that. Making connections helps grow the confidence. So you need to step it up socially. So a lot of people don't attend. I get this all the time. I'm a realtor. Why would I go to a meeting with a whole bunch of other realtors in it? I think a lot of people feel like realtors are car salesmen in the housing world. Do you know that that's absolutely one of the things that is out there, but I haven't experienced it the way that I think you guys believe it happens. I don't think that people think realtors are low man or woman on the totem pole. I think that that's a perception that people have, and so we allow ourselves to feed into it. Angela, I would encourage you to know that you're not. And realtors are a very in my world, and I'm outside of the real estate world a lot, realtors are very well respected. You are a respected group. It's the same few people that are real estate people, just like used car salesmen, that put that perception out there. The ones that throw their business card at everyone, the ones that say, "Well, if you don't have a house now, what about your mother, your sister, your brother, your cousin?" And they're forceful, they're aggressive. You know the type at a networking meeting. You've met that realtor or been on the other side of the transaction. You have to work hard to let them know you have on any. Yes, you do have to work hard and use the Ford acronym to shake the salesy feelings. Oh, tell me what the Ford acronym is, Corey. I like that. Um, no salesy. These people absolutely respect you. They see you out there. Family is one, occupation, I like it. Recreation and dreams. That's awesome. I haven't heard of that before. Go into all of these with both the confidence and knowing that you can learn from these people. You want to be around people who are doing bigger things. You want to be around people who are successful. You want to be around people that you might see on social media that you're trying to emulate. And that's a whole nother discussion. You want to go in and get as much exposure as you can without being one of those people who throws business cards at him and are aggressive. You know what you are. You know you're a good human being inside. You know the things that are important to you. You know you love your clients. You know you always do the best thing for them. And that's what needs to come out when you're making these connections. The reason the connections outside of real estate are so important, like cycling or yoga or women's empowerment, is because somebody is getting business from those people. So when you go in there as a confident realtor, confident real estate professional, and you roll up your sleeves and you get involved and you communicate and you engage, you will get business from, build relationships from, and get business opportunities from those groups. So thank you. Thank you for all the interaction. Get in the room. Don't be afraid to get in the room. If you want ideas of what organizations to get involved with, private message me. I will help you. I'm involved in a ton, and I can direct you based on a conversation we have as to what your needs or what your wants are or what your passions are. Okay. So celebrate the small wins. A lot of times we literally move from sale to client appointment to showing houses to sale to client appointment, and we don't celebrate anything. And by celebrate, I don't mean just your traditional picture of you with a key at closing. And this doesn't have to be out loud. This doesn't have to be on social media. But everything that you do, give yourself the grace to celebrate it. Why is that important? Because a lot of times we just continue to push through and then we aren't feeling good about what we're doing. And so we just push all the way through and we don't realize all of the accomplishments, all of the small wins that we've had along the way. Those small wins, as you begin to celebrate them, they help build up your confidence. When you have a great showing, when you're writing up a contract, give yourself the grace to celebrate it. This suggests, I've done it before, and I like this slide a lot, create a wins journal. The problem is a society has told us that we're being self-centered if we celebrate ourselves, if we give ourselves credit. And that is just the opposite of the way it should be. You want to give yourself the kudos you deserve. You give kudos to other people. Why would you not give kudos to yourself? The kudos allow you to continue to build on the confidence, recognition of yourself, recognition of who you are, and recognition of the things that you've accomplished, giving yourself the ability to do that, whether it's in a journal, whether it's when you're stopping during the day, instead of saying, well, that sucked, celebrate the win that you had. It's so important. The reason why these steps, they're small steps and the small wins are important because if we only celebrate whatever we deem the big wins, then we're missing out on so many opportunities to tell whatever your faith, the universe, whatever your beliefs are, that we appreciate and are excited for the things that just happened to us. So who here, what's your win that you celebrate on a regular basis? Can you give me one or two? Do you celebrate, obviously, a closing? What else do you celebrate? Do you give yourself a daily celebration? Can you think of a daily celebration you give yourself? Maybe a weekly one. Scheduling 3 appointments each week. I love that. That's excellent. You've set a goal and you've done it, and so you should celebrate it. And that doesn't mean go out and buy yourself a big diamond ring or, a fancy car every time. Making my daily conversation goals. If you are a goal setter, which I have a whole nother presentation, which we might do that in September, if you're a goal setter and you're not celebrating every time that you hit the goal, then you're missing out on opportunities that build your confidence. So please celebrate those small wins. It's so important. All right. Good input, guys. Thank you. Learn to bounce back. Oh my gosh. One of the things on when I'm coaching, one of the biggest thing is rejection. I have a client who did not want, who had never reached out to any of his database in the last 5 years. And he said, when I suggested we do that, he said, well, I don't want them to reject me when I've already done business. I didn't reach out to them, so therefore I don't deserve it. I'm rejected. I don't feel good. I don't feel confident. Um, Rejection isn't personal, first of all, which is hard, right? Because I'm a sensitive dude. I get my feelings hurt a lot. But I know that most of the rejection is not personal. It's not somebody trying to get at me. It could be just that they have a preference. I don't mesh with them. I meet with a lot of realtors who I'm trying to work with, and I would love for them to trust me on the lending side. And sometimes it just doesn't happen. I don't take it personally. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt my feelings, but I don't take it personally. And you can choose to either accept it and figure out how to correct, how to get out of it, how to move forward, or crumble. This goes back to I'm a failure or I'm going to crush it. Felicia says, my business basically shut down for a couple of weeks while we move. It feels like I will be starting from scratch and I accept the challenge. I love that. Listen, sometimes we have to step back. Sometimes a rejection is a good place for us to take a look at what we're doing and how we're approaching things and maybe what we're doing. Because sometimes a rejection can be because we came in without confidence. It can be because we weren't prepared. And so having that reflection time on a rejection is super important. The best way to bounce back is to really analyze it. And I'm not saying analyze it so you're beating yourself up. I'm saying analyze it as to what you think may or may not have caused that. A lot of times there is no answer. It's just the other person that you're meeting with, and they have a preference, and you just don't happen to be that. People have to tell me all the time, not everybody's going to love you, Ted, which I don't really accept, but I'm 100% aware that that's the truth. Not everybody I'm going to mesh with. Not everybody's going to receive my message. Not everybody is going to like what I have to say. Not everyone's going to like bright colors, and therefore I'm not their person. They've got a preference. But I do like to analyze maybe why it happened because I have found that that gets the bounce back to happen quicker instead of you mulling over it. It absolutely drives me crazy when clients ghost. I always wonder, was it me or the circumstances? We talk about this a lot in my meetings and my workshops. Clients will ghost. They literally go ghost, and you wonder what happened. And honestly, if you've done everything that you can, put them on a drip campaign. I recommend that all the time. And then forget about it. Because if you've reached out to them X amount of times, they're not calling you back, then something happened with them that almost always has nothing to do with you or what you did wrong. But I like to put people who ghost me, realtors too, on a drip campaign. I can't tell you how that has been so profitable and so positive for me because at some point they're going to want to talk to me. I'm going to send them something at the right time and it could be in a month, it could be in a year, it could be 2 years, doesn't matter. So drip campaign and forget. Move along, it wasn't you. So what do you do when you're struggling? Anybody here struggling with confidence? Well, I mean, I know I get my days. And what are you struggling with in the current market? Who's having trouble in the market? Are your listings going? Are you having a hard time finding buyers? You are a successful realtor. I like that. Terry says both. Listings are sitting longer. So how are you hard time finding clients. It's a weird market right now, right? It's very I was on the phone with a realtor this morning and she's got four listings and she's usually they sell like this and they've all been sitting for a very long time. So we're going to try to come up with a plan. She's done open houses but hasn't had success with them. I think it's the way that she's doing the open house. And maybe that's another workshop that I teach is open houses. But I think your approach, likely overpriced, it can be overpriced. The other thing is that you have remember the realtors I was talking about earlier who are aggressive, throw the business cards in your face. Those are also oftentimes the realtors who know that they are overpricing a house and you miss out on the client because they're not doing it for the right reason. That happens in lending all the time too. Lenders do crazy stuff. This market is a challenge for anybody. That's why your confidence is so important. That's why expanding your horizons are so important. Find new markets and new niches. You work with whomever your lender is and find out what products they have that you two can talk about and do workshops on, or do a mailer campaign, or do a postcard campaign, or do an e-campaign. There are so many ways for you to build on the niches. We live in, well, those of you who live in Florida, we've got this amazing international buyer market, and so many people miss out on that opportunity. That's just one of them. Let me see what this says. I don't know why it won't. There we go. Uh, you on medical leave? Can I get anyone to answer the phone? Okay, so yeah, so those are people that you were working with. Sorry, I didn't see who that was. Okay, Marie. Again, I think if those people, after a certain number of tries, it's not a personal rejection, put them on a drip campaign, which if you don't have one or know how to set one up, DM me, and I will absolutely help you set that up, get them on there, and then begin to focus on how to grow your business outside of them. Because those people will come back at some point, I promise. We just have to get them on a drip campaign. And I don't want you to be focusing too much on something that you don't want to beat your head against the wall. There are a lot of things, and thank you for sharing that. There's a lot of things going on in the market, and I know it can be frustrating, and I know it can be disappointing, and it kind of makes you knocks the wind out of you. Reach out to other people. You do take it personally, it's frustrating. You don't take it personally, yeah, it's frustrating. It is frustrating. But there are ways to market differently. Remember, if you're not making any headway in the way that you've been marketing in the past, that marketing may not work in this market. So you really have to take a step back, lean into your lender and your title partners, maybe even your insurance partners. Talk to them about marketing that you all can do together to get out in front of more people. You're very welcome. More people, because there are ways to use your partners that you normally use. Because if you're not doing well, guess what? They're facing similar challenges too. So they're looking for ways to work with you and build with you. And I encourage you to really lean into them. Um, so bounce back. It's difficult, and kudos to you guys. Scheduling a first-time homebuyer seminar at a local library. That is excellent. I just did one of those. We had 30 register, two people showed up, and both of those people, the realtor who put it on, got them, and I got the lending. So those can be hit or miss, but I want to encourage you to do them, especially when there's such a low cost at a library, because somebody will show up. We created a whole Eventbrite, and then once the people who registered, put them on a drip campaign because they will buy at some point, or they will do whatever. But that's a great idea, Angela. All right. Let's see. Where am I at? Okay, speak up and be seen. So I was with a realtor yesterday who almost in tears said that she doesn't like to be on video and like to put, she doesn't like to speak at anything. She's intimidated at events. This is a woman who is a veteran, who has an amazing journey and story, who works with vets directly. And she is absolutely would be motivational if she would, and I believe get more opportunities if she would just grow that confidence of speaking up and being seen. Being on a panel isn't for everyone, but I encourage you to look for podcast opportunities. All of you are welcome on my podcast. Every single one of you at the end, there's that link tree and you can sign up. Getting on podcasts are free, and it's a great way for you to not only build up your confidence, but for you to take that minor video podcast, take that video and utilize it. Get it out there, learn more, speak up more, and reach a different audience. You can host workshops like Angela's hosting. It doesn't have to be a first-time home buyer. It could be a hometown heroes workshop. You could also do a team, get involved and I don't know, clean up the river, community involvement. Or if you're passionate, I serve on a Children's Cancer Foundation. So we get a team together and we deliver food to the families because their kids unfortunately are in the hospital and getting treatment. They don't get regular meals, believe it or not. Uh, Find something that you can get involved with and get out there. The more that you're out there, and I'm not saying you go out and say, "Hey, I'm here to help kids with cancer. I'm Ted Bogert. I'm a lender. Do you know anybody who might be interested in getting a loan?" Like, I know that's not how you all think, and they don't think that either. Lead with what your intention is, your passion, your purpose. Lead with, I love this organization, or lead with, I can talk about veterans, or lead with, I'm a domestic violence survivor and I work with domestic violence awareness. Lead with something you're passionate about. You love to work in the investor arena. Lead with that. Let's see. My area leader goes to a coffee shop weekly at the local home expert and just answers real estate questions. Fantastic idea. We do a first Friday here where we just go, me and an attorney who's also a title person, go online and answer any mortgage questions or title or law questions because she's an attorney too. Put yourself out there as the expert. And I know you're going to say, but I'm not the expert, but you are the expert. You are. You can talk passionately. And the best thing you can say if somebody asks you a question you don't know is, hey, I'm not sure about that. Let me find out for you. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be you. And then you have to be able to speak passionately about it. I have somebody who loves condos. In our new Florida world right now, and the whole world on condos, that is a wild place to be starting August 3rd. But they love condos. They work with condo tells. They get a lot of foreign investors. I'm like, I don't understand why you don't do a workshop and we advertise it in some of the groups, moving from England to here, moving from Canada to here. And she's like, wow, I didn't even think about that. Those are the kinds of things that you can talk about all day long, and you're not going to struggle to talk about it. You're just going to talk about your experiences, what's important to you, how you've helped, what your recommendations are, all things that you do on a regular basis, one-on-one. You're just doing it more, speaking out in front of more people. And if you're not comfortable in a group in person, start on a podcast, start on a webinar, start on a Zoom call. Start on a live. You can go live on one of the social media platforms. If you're not on TikTok, TikTok does this great live, and all these people can come in and ask you questions. All of these places are ways for you to build your confidence up on in a way that will allow you to be seen by more people. Why is it important to be seen by more people? You want more business, you want more exposure. Somebody is going to see you talk on the podcast, host a workshop at the library because I know you're going to be doing promotion on the library. They're going to see it and they may not attend it, but they're going to remember it. And so you want to be seen. Video is more difficult, in my opinion, because it's harder to read the room for me. Absolutely. Trust me, like right now, I would be with a whiteboard and we would be going back and forth. It is harder on video to do it. But what I would encourage you, since you're comfortable in person, is to practice a couple times on video. And by practice, I mean go ahead and have first time home buyer workshop at 7 o'clock on a Monday on Zoom and see what you get. Try the presentation on video, um, learn it and practice it. I think you would be amazing if you're amazing already in person. Video is just, you have to, I had to learn how to do it because of COVID. I had my podcast and then all of a sudden couldn't have guests sitting next to me. And so I had to learn. I always avoided Zoom. I hated that whole process. Now I'm presenting on Zoom all the time. It's still not my favorite because I don't get to see everybody's faces and see body language. But I've learned to adapt and love it because there are some people who only want to go to a webinar. But thank you for that. All right. Again, I want to stress this one last thing. You don't need to be perfect, just visible and real. Visible and real. Don't fake it. If you don't have a McLaren, don't take a picture in front of it. Be you, unless it's your wish list or it's on your whiteboard or what do we call those things in January? Your vision board. But be you. People want the real you. It's the only way you're going to get real people to respond. And it's the easiest thing is for you to be you. Commit to growth. So many realtors. I host at least 4 to 5 events a month in person, in addition to the ones that I do on video. And you probably would not be amazed that the average attendance is about half or less than half of who register. If you have to find a way to commit to your own growth. If this market is tough and you continue to do only the same things that you've always done, and you're not growing, you're not finding other opportunities, you're not getting one of the million designations that you can get as a realtor, you're not going out and learning a new skill like AI, you're not getting involved in a way that allows you to grow, you're missing out. You have to commit to yourself. Remember, you can't, it's just like the oxygen mask thing on the plane. You got to put yours on first before you can help anybody else. So get your stuff together, grow yourself, be the expert. The best way to be the expert is to continue to educate yourself. Go on the podcast, listen to podcasts. I have a hard time listening to podcasts. I'm a visual person. So auditory, it's why my wife always says, "You didn't hear me, did you?" And she's absolutely right, unless I'm looking at her. Um, you never want to stop investing in yourself. The more that you invest in yourself, the more that you learn, the more confident you become. I had a realtor I met with yesterday. Oops, I'm missing some. I listen to podcasts. That's awesome. I just missed a comment. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. I once tested a lead many times, finally said okay, did a quick video. This is Felicia. Did a quick video. Texted right back, it's effective. Yes. If you're not on Loom or one of the many different videos or just from your phone, just take a video and send it to them. That's great. Thanks, Felicia. Really quick on the video part. So I was with a realtor yesterday and she was going up against it was a luxury listing and she was going up against somebody who was the known agent in the neighborhood. And she went in and they asked her point blank, which was smart. They're very educated. They'd already met with the guy who was the neighborhood expert. And they asked what she was going to do for them. She understood because she had grown. She had built her videos up, and I'll send you all her link. I know her personally. She hates video. Well, she likes video, but she's not great at it. She made herself learn how to do a video. And now her videos are shown 3 million, 2 million. Doesn't matter if she's converted any business. You know what she did? She pulled out her phone and showed that luxury listing couple all of the people who view her videos and the groups that she's in. And that got her the listing. Why? Because she learned something new that she was able to present and she had the confidence because she had practiced it and she had committed to growing in it. Are her videos pretty? Absolutely not. I don't know why she gets she doesn't even know why. It's all organic. She doesn't pay. But it worked in that scenario. So the more that you grow, listen to the podcasts, the more that you get out there and commit to getting a new designation, or going to your local realtor association to the 10 billion classes that they offer every month and learning something different, you can begin to speak more confidently in more arenas, which allows you to get more business. So, how do you invest in you? Is the last action question I have for you guys. Do you recommend, Ron asked, do you recommend creating a YouTube channel? Okay, so I personally love YouTube. I'm not great at it, but I can tell you how to be great at it. Your videos, there's a very specific type of video that YouTube loves to show, and you have to be committed to being engaged in the community. And I'll teach a social media class too, but on YouTube specifically, since you asked, YouTube operates differently than every other platform. You can't really tag anybody, so you do your videos, and the only way for you to get people to subscribe and watch you is for you to go in and commit to engaging daily on YouTube channels that you think have an audience that fits who you're trying to attract. So you've got to go in and comment on YouTuber A and YouTuber B and YouTuber C, and then you've got to be ready when they comment back to continue the dialogue. Because what's going to happen? YouTuber A and his followers are going to see that you committed or that you commented, and then they're going to go immediately to your channel. So it takes a daily commitment for you to go in and engage. I'm not talking about hundreds of comments, but I'm talking about engaging intentionally. And YouTube can be incredibly, incredibly successful. I have a YouTube channel. I use it mainly to store my video library of the almost 9 years worth of my podcast. I could do better with it. The only way I could do better with it is engaging more. And you all, on all of this, you're welcome to DM me and I will help you. I absolutely want to be a resource to you. It doesn't have to wait between the month because I'm the first Wednesday of every month. But that was a great question. All right. So we are wrapping. I'm right at my 10:45 almost. All right, so we're going to build your confidence game, and you're going to get this slideshow if you haven't already gotten it. We want to have a game plan, right? What's one step from today that you can act on? Think about it. You don't have to answer. You're welcome to if you want. What's one fear you're ready to let go of? Video, maybe. What would your business look like if you were 100% confident? One of my favorite things is to ask, and I did not create this. I definitely got this from somebody. What would you do if you 100% knew that there was no way for you to fail? What would you do? So think about your confidence and what would your business look like if every day you got up and you were 100% confident in all that you were doing. And then a reminder, sorry, I've got to move this. And the most successful people aren't the loudest, they're the most grounded. You don't have to be that loud. You don't have to be the guy who comes up to me at every single networking meeting and throws his business card as if he's never seen me before. Pet peeve, pet peeve. Take a look at this slide when you get it if you haven't already, and then I would love to hear what you do. You don't have to tell me today, but shoot me a DM, ask me any questions. The confidence is so important in this market. People are winning because it's a crazy market, like we talked about. Confidence comes across in your voice on the phone, comes across in your text messages or WhatsApp or social media or in person. All of that comes, your confidence comes through in everything that you do that the outside world can see, especially your potential sellers and buyers. All right. And that, my friends, is it. That code, that is my QR code. If you go to that, it will bring you to my link tree, which if you're familiar with Walt, we're both huge proponents of Linktree. Linktree has everything possible on it. You can sign up to be on my podcast. You can watch other podcasts, a couple of highlighted ones that I've been on. You can find all my social media platforms there, all my social media there. Do not hesitate to text me or DM me and say, hey, do you have time for a chat? And I'll set up if you're in Orlando, we can meet. If you're not, we can Zoom. I'm happy to help you. This is an ongoing commitment that I have as part of the group, and I want to help you figure out how I can. Oh, thanks, Shahida. Thank you. Is it Shahida or Shaheda? I do know you. I just didn't never asked you what your how to pronounce that. Like fajita, Shahida. I did it right. That's funny. My name is Bogert, and most people say Bogart for some reason, Humphrey Bogart. And I say, it's Bogert like yogurt. Anyway, you all are
I
amazing.
love
Remember, you want a margarita? I do too. Remember that you committed to be here. That's a commitment to growth. Continue on this path. You are doing what so many realtors are not doing, which is committing to your growth and building your opportunity. So kudos for you. This is a win for you, in my opinion. And that's it. Any last minute questions before we head out? I mean, now I want a margarita too, don't get me wrong. All right. Well, you guys were amazing. Thank you so much. You couldn't get the QR code. Let me go. Oh, there it is. Ah, look, she's on it. Go right to the link tree right there. It's in the chat. Thank you for putting that there. You guys use me as a resource. I'm here to help. I don't care who your lender is. I don't care any of that. I'm still going to help you. So put that out of your head. I just want to help you. I'm committed to do that in this group. Do you need our email to send the slides? I believe that they already have all of your emails and they're going to send it to you because I believe you have, oh, you get a replay. And then if you don't get it this week, Tiffany, DM me, shoot me a text message, and I'll make sure I send it over to you. All right, you guys were amazing. Thank you so much. And you know what? I'm going to take a quick little picture, even though you guys aren't on here. One, two, three. Yay. All right, guys, thank you so much. And without further ado, have a great day. Have an amazing day. Have a great rest of your week. And I'll see you guys next month or before if you need me. All right.